One autumn afternoon, in a small village deep in the English countryside of the 12th century, the villagers of Woolpit stumbled upon two strange children, a boy and a girl, standing nervously near an old wolf pit. But what truly made their blood run cold wasn't the fear in their eyes, it was their skin, which shimmered an unnatural shade of green, like the leaves of deep forest plants. They wore clothes unlike anything the villagers had ever seen, spoke a language no one understood, and recoiled from sunlight as if they came from another realm. Who were they? Where did they come from? And why did they appear in the heart of medieval England? Prepare yourself. You're about to cross the fragile line between legend and reality into a mystery that defies logic. In the 12th century, in the tiny village of Woolpit in Suffolk, eastern England, an event occurred that left the local people stunned. Woolpit was a peaceful agricultural village. Its name derived from wolf pits, deep holes dug to trap wolves and protect livestock from these dangerous predators. One day during harvest season, while the villagers were busy gathering golden wheat, they discovered two unfamiliar children near a long abandoned pit. A boy and a girl, both with unnervingly green skin. Their clothing was made of strange materials and in styles unknown to anyone in the village. Their language was incomprehensible, and early attempts at communication only frightened them more. Their fearful expressions and confused gazes sparked both pity and curiosity among the villagers. The children refused all food offered to them until someone brought freshly picked green beans. They devoured them ravenously, as if they hadn't eaten in days. Word of the strange children spread quickly, drawing attention from local lords. The people of Woolpit were baffled. The children seemed as though they came from another world, a world of green skin, foreign speech, and unfamiliar customs. After finding the green-skinned children, the villagers took them to Sir Richard de Calne, a respected knight who lived nearby. Some records mistakenly refer to de Calne, but many agree de Calne is correct. Known for his kindness and wisdom, Sir Richard was entrusted with caring for the mysterious pair. At first, though clearly starving, both children refused every kind of food offered. Meat, bread, fruit, all were rejected. Their strange behavior deepened the mystery until someone presented them with a bowl of raw green beans. Instantly, they began eating hungrily, as if it was the only food they recognized. This discovery gave the villagers some relief, and from then on, they fed the children this odd but familiar diet. Sadly, the boy's health began to decline. Though he was baptized in the Christian faith, he soon passed away, leaving behind sorrow and unanswered questions. The girl, however, gradually recovered. Her green skin faded, and she began to speak English with surprising speed. Over time, she integrated into life in Woolpit. Eventually, the girl shared her origin story. She was given the name Agnes, and her account stunned everyone who heard it. Agnes claimed she and her brother came from a land called St. Martin's Land, a place bathed in twilight, where the sun never shone brightly. The people there, like her, had green skin. This land was separated from a world of bright daylight by a vast river, and on the other side was a land full of dazzling sunlight, a place her people were unfamiliar with. Agnes remembered that one day, while her brother and she were tending cattle near the riverbank, they heard the enchanting sound of bells from across the water. Drawn by curiosity, they followed the sound into a cave. Inside, they wandered through pitch-black darkness until a blinding light overwhelmed them. When they emerged, they found themselves in Woolpit, a world of bright sun, unlike anything they had ever known. Agnes's story sparked intense debate. Some believed the children came from a parallel world, having slipped through a mysterious portal. Others suggested a more earthly explanation, that they were migrant children, perhaps hiding underground to escape conflict or persecution. which may have caused their greenish skin due to malnutrition and lack of sunlight. The strange tale of the green-skinned children of Woolpit was not only passed down orally, but also recorded by two renowned medieval historians, William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall. Both lived in the late 12th and early 13th centuries, relatively close in time to when the event was believed to have taken place, and wrote in Latin, the scholarly language of that era. William of Newburgh, a cleric from Yorkshire, documented the event briefly but clearly in his work Historia Rerum Anglorum, History of English Affairs. He emphasized the credibility of the story by citing eyewitness accounts and avoided excessive speculation about supernatural elements. However, he did not entirely dismiss the possibility that the phenomenon might transcend ordinary understanding. Ralph of Coggeshall, abbot of a monastery in Essex, recounted the story with more elaborate detail in his Chronicon Anglicanum. He focused on the mysterious aspects, emphasizing the supernatural elements such as the dim light of St. Martin's Land, the children's green skin, and their journey through a cavern, suggestive of parallel worlds or the realm of the dead. Both accounts are considered valuable and reliable historical sources, not only because of their proximity in time to the alleged event, but also due to the way they reflect medieval thinking, an era in which the line between the natural and supernatural was still blurred, and bizarre occurrences were often interpreted as evidence of otherworldly realms. The story of the Green Children of Woolpit has sparked numerous hypotheses over the centuries, ranging from practical explanations to supernatural theories and cultural symbolism, reflecting humanity's effort to make sense of mysterious phenomena beyond ordinary comprehension. A realistic theory suggests that the children did not come from any distant world, but were in fact Flemish refugees, a migrant community in medieval England, particularly in eastern regions like Norfolk and Suffolk. During this time, the Flemish may have been forced into hiding or isolation due to uprisings against King Henry II. Specifically, after the failed rebellion of 1173, many Flemish people may have been killed or driven from settlements. The two children could have been surviving victims, wandering through forests or abandoned quarries near Woolpit. Their strange clothing and incomprehensible speech might be explained by their use of Flemish, a language entirely unfamiliar to the native English population at the time. Their green skin might have resulted from chlorosis, a form of anemia caused by severe malnutrition, which gives the skin a pale, greenish hue, especially common among those living in darkness with little access to food or sunlight. The supernatural hypothesis, popular in medieval folklore, posits that the children came from fairyland, a magical realm or a parallel dimension existing alongside the human world. Agnes's descriptions of St. Martin's Land, a place of dim light, green-skinned inhabitants, and a great river separating it from another world, align closely with traditional fairyland myths prevalent in European folklore. More modern interpretations of this theory even propose that the children were beings from another planet or parallel universe, and that the cave they emerged from was a dimensional portal leading into the human world. A local historical theory has also attracted attention. Near the village of Woolpit stands an old church dedicated to St. Martin, which could explain the name St. Martin's Land that Agnes mentioned. If the children had indeed come from a nearby settlement influenced by this church, the name of their homeland might simply be a local reference rather than alluding to a supernatural world. It's worth noting that in medieval times, rural villagers rarely traveled far, and a nearby hamlet across the woods or in a deep valley could very well be considered a different world. Scottish researcher Duncan Lunan introduced a bold and novel perspective on the Green Children story through his book, Children from the Sky. In this work, Lunan does not simply repeat popular folklore or prior hypotheses, but delves into scientific and phenomenological aspects, offering systematic and detailed analyses based on historical records, astronomy, and medieval folklore. One of the highlights of Lunan's research is that he does not outright claim the children were extraterrestrials, but he does suggest an intriguing hypothesis. They might have been victims of a matter transference accident caused by Earth's magnetic fields or rare cosmic phenomena. He proposes that in the medieval period, when astronomical events were not well understood, a form of spatial displacement, such as teleportation or dimensional travel, could have occurred. From a modern standpoint, this might be seen as an ancient alien abduction, but rather than involving extraterrestrial beings directly, it was the result of a cosmic event, such as electromagnetic disturbances or a disruption in the space-time continuum at a specific geographic point like Woolpit. Lunan also researched historical archives and unexpectedly found plausible clues about the true identity of the surviving girl, who was later named Agnes. According to preserved records, Agnes was not a lowly servant or peasant, but is believed to have married a socially prominent man, Richard Barre, an influential archdeacon. Agnes was even recorded as the manager of a manor, an esteemed and responsible position in feudal English society. This information indicates that she was not viewed as a perpetual outsider, but rather gradually integrated into society and attained a respected status. Additionally, Lunan studied meteorological and astronomical phenomena occurring near the time of the Woolpit incident. He noted a number of strange occurrences documented in records, such as mysterious lights in the sky, unusual auroral displays in England, rare at such low latitudes, or instances where the moon changed color or took on odd shapes. According to Lunan, these signs not only alarmed the local population, but also drew the attention of King Henry II himself to the Woolpit region. This is supported by documents showing unusual military or investigative activity in the area, something rare for a small rural village like Woolpit. Through Children from the Sky, Duncan Lunan transformed what once seemed a simple folktale into a complex interdisciplinary study, where history, astronomy, phenomenology, and esotericism intersect. While his theories remain controversial, they open a new avenue of thought. That strange historical events may be traces of natural or cosmic phenomena that were beyond the understanding of people at the time, and perhaps still beyond ours today. To this day, the true origin of the Green Children remains a mystery, and the surviving accounts only deepen the layers of intrigue. Theories about this phenomenon range from realistic explanations, such as the idea that they were lost Flemish refugees suffering from anemia that turned their skin green, to mystical and fantastical speculations involving fairyland dwellers, beings from parallel dimensions, or even distant planets. Duncan Lunan's extensive research in Children from the Sky brings a new, more scientific, though complex and controversial, approach to the table. While he does not provide a definitive conclusion, Lunan stirs curiosity and encourages readers to revisit original documents and historical astronomical sources to better understand the time and context in which this story emerged. Today, the tale of the Green Children continues to inspire literature, art, film, and academic debate, leaving behind many unanswered questions, and perhaps needing no clear answer at all to maintain its strange, enduring allure.